Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Gooners Gone Wild podcast. I'm here with Coach Ari today, and we are going to be giving you our post-match reactions to Liverpool 1, Arsenal 1. Now, if I remember correctly, this is one of the score lines that you were actually debating before you went to a 2-1 win over the Arsenal. I think we were all talking about draws. My dad actually predicted a 1-1 draw, so
Yeah,
kudos to him. Kudos to him.
nice, nice.
But how are you feeling?
Uh, I mean, I'm not too disappointed by the result, um, considering where we had to go to play for it. Um, but the performance definitely was not up to our par, up to the par that we hold our club, up to the standard that we hold our club to. I think just a lot of careless dispossessions of the ball, whether it be passing or on the dribble. Um, And I think about after 30 minutes of the first half, we didn't really look to create anything offensively either. So just overall performance wise, it was a little bit frustrating. But like I said, given where we had to go and what we had to do, I think the result is fair. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little disappointed. I feel like we definitely could have got a result out of that game. I feel like we could have easily had 1-0. I think Martinelli needs to go back to the basics. We're seeing a lot of his little tricks and skill moves. That's all fine and dandy. If you can't hit the ball fucking first time to put it in the back of the net, I think you need to go back to the basics. Um, I don't know what the fuck Zinchenko was on today. I think there was 10 dispositions that he had. I counted 6 at one point in the second half.
Yeah,
I don't know. The thing that I like about Odegaard is that he tries to lead as example, but I think sometimes he does a little too much. Again, going back to basics. I think it all boils down to just going back to basics today.
yeah.
A lot of the passes not being clean, a lot of really stupid dispossessions, sorry. And I don't know. I think that we definitely could get a result because it was very obvious that Liverpool still is not at their full strength,
Mhm.
especially after they lost Simicast. Because I think when they lost Simicast and Gomez came on, he was obviously not ready, and Saka was turning him left, right, and forward, and no one was on the penalty spot to tap in 3 crosses that he put in.
Yeah.
So I think it was just really poor.
I
Maybe
don't know.
playing to the occasion or something, but
I think in terms of physicality, I think Joe Gomez was a better matchup for Liverpool than Tsimikas was, just because I think Tsimikas's frame is a little bit smaller, and I feel like he's more easily able to be pushed off the ball in like a shoulder to shoulder like foot race with Saka. So I personally feel like that was a worse outcome for us because I think Joe Gomez is a more of a solid defender, but I mean that's just how I see it, just because of his size and his
yeah.
stature.
See, I disagree just because, like I said,
Really?
he was getting worked.
Yeah.
He got worked pretty well. I think if Konate did not have as good as a game as he did today, I think we would be seeing a different result. I think we'd be seeing an Arsenal win,
Yeah.
even though we weren't playing at the top of our game.
So
Let's
who do you think is our who are our worst performers today for you, and then who are our best if
Yeah.
you had to name two?
Worst performers today, definitely our fullbacks, both of them. I think Ben White was
Yeah,
also shocking. I think Ben
yeah,
White, Zinchenko, Martinelli was pretty shocking.
yeah,
We discussed this before on the pod. When he has that ability to be free and to dribble around the pitch, he's amazing to watch. But then the second he starts panicking and does the pace abuse, run down in a straight line, put a ball into the box, which typically doesn't work, that's where he's not great, and that's where Trossard should start to be questioned and coming in. I think Trossard coming on was a great addition.
hmm,
I think he was probably one of the better players that we had. Saka again, of course, was outstanding today.
yeah,
I'll even give some props to Jesus today. I mean, I think he did very well. Other than scoring a goal, he did what he was there to do.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, how about you? Who are your worst performers? Who are your best performers?
yeah. I think Zinchenko and Martinelli were by far the worst today. For me, as much as I love Zinny, he just gave the ball away way too many times, and it's just like it's not picking up his head and like looking at his surroundings. Like he's just sitting on the ball for like 5 6 seconds, and there's no world where you have that much time and that much or that much time on the ball. So it's just he knows it. Like at that level, it just has to be faster. It has to be.
Well,
And
and you're playing against Mo Salah. That is your
yeah,
matchup, is Mo Salah.
uh,
Why are you trying these fancy tricks and flicks? And there was so many times where he got the ball and just stood there for like 2 to 3 seconds.
uh,
Salah is gonna close you down. Salah is one of the best, probably one of the best, if not the best Premier League striker or winger right now. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you can't give him that time. Anyway, go
yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. And then and for the goal, even why are you letting him onto his left foot? Like that's his strong foot, so you let him onto his left, and then he buries it near post, which it was a great finish by him, but like it's just got to be better defensively, or like I don't know, for some reason I feel like um if anything we should have had Gabriel shift out to left back, and then Zinchenko or Rice could have slotted back into the center back role, and Zinchenko could have played in the midfield, just so you know we covered our bases defensively, um, just to help out Zinchenko a little bit. I think that would have been really really good, but I feel like we didn't really see that enough. We kind of left Zinchenko out there to get cooked by Salah, and we knew that was going to happen coming into the game.
Yeah,
So I think tactically, I think we needed to do a little bit better to prevent that.
but when is it gonna be tactics versus player?
No, I mean it's definitely a player issue. Like I definitely think we can upgrade on the position in terms of um, what he provides defensively, and then I'm sure there's someone who could do the job just as well, if not equivalent to him, in terms of what he provides offensively and in terms of line breaking. But um, based on what we have, I think tactics is the only thing that you can really do, right? Because like it's not like you can just bring in a new signing right now in
That's a fair
December.
point.
So like
Play
based
party at
on
right back.
based on what we have right now, I think Arteta needed to change the tactics up to help out Zinny, because we knew that Salah was going to be an issue. But then touching again on Martinelli's performance today, he just got pickpocketed a bunch of times. I mean, props to Sozoblai. He did a good job of defending him and marking him and getting back and picking him up when he was getting into space. But then a few times, like 2 or 3 times, we played the ball across the six, and he's just asleep at the back post, like 15 yards out, not even making
Mm,
runs in. So um, it was a frustrating possession. It was a frustrating game from him today. For me, I think our best players today, uh, honestly, were probably our center backs did exceptionally
yeah.
well, but uh, I think Rice and Havertz didn't really put a foot wrong today. I mean, Rice always never puts a foot wrong, but I think Havertz was really good today as well. He was getting in good positions defensively to intercept balls. Um, he was good in possession. He moved the ball well, so he didn't really panic. I feel like a lot of the times we were getting the ball and we were panicking, not picking our heads up, not trying to find feet, or we were just taking too long on the ball, and then we would lose the ball. But I think it was a little bit weird to see because we were slipping a lot out there today.
Yeah,
Like,
I definitely think there was something going on, and I'm not blaming the pitch. I'm not pulling an
yeah, no, no,
AFTV.
no.
I'm not pulling a tie saying, "Oh, well, it was raining, so that's why we
Yeah,
lost." No, I'm
because
not
it
blaming
even
any of
it
that.
even
But
went to the benefit of us when
yeah,
Trent had his breakaway. Um, you saw it skipped like
they
at the last
bobbled.
second
Yeah,
right before it hit his foot. So it's like I don't know. There's something up with the pitch today that had
I will
players
say
tripping everywhere.
Declan Rice on that 1v5 did very well.
Yeah.
Did very well, which is and when I say that, I mean like he did well to sorry, I just had a thing pop up. That was weird. I just had a thing oh sorry, let me go back to what I was trying to say. He didn't put a foot wrong for the position he was put in. Yes,
Yeah.
he had five people hunting on him, but he didn't go close to he didn't go to close to Salah to allow Salah to
Mm,
beat him. He played back, let the pressure come, and then as soon as he made that pass, that's when he went to go cover. I think that was brilliant to see.
mm.
Um,
I think it
because
was almost a choice of. It was almost like too many choices for Salah. Like there's like a player to his left and then four players to his right. Like who do you make the pass to? And ultimately, I guess he chose Trent. But I think Thank God he did not finish that.
Yeah,
We
for
were
real.
so lucky. We were so lucky. That is a sitter that should never be missed. But I mean, like we said, it took a skip, and we got a little bit fortunate with that. Speaking of fortunate, how fortunate were we with that Odegaard
The
handball
Odegaard
not being
handball,
called a
right? I
pen?
know. For once,
Uh,
VAR is on our side, right?
yeah.
But no,
I'm surprised they didn't take a look at that longer.
yeah. Um, again, it falls under it falls under the inconsistencies though of VAR. And I know
Mm,
you Liverpool fans on Instagram are trying to reel me in. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that there's inconsistencies with VAR.
yeah.
In my opinion, as someone who loves Odegaard, as someone who loves Arsenal, I think that's given. I think that's a penalty. Uh,
Mm.
I don't know if VAR was maybe trying to uh, say, hey, you're the most apologized team in the league because of VAR mistakes. We'll give you a pass on that one. Um, so for anybody who says that Arsenal benefits off VAR, you guys are delusional. But I will say that I feel like was a penalty because I mean it changed the
Yeah.
direction of the ball. It stopped the ball
Like he
right under
benefited
his
from it.
hand. Yeah.
Uh,
So you have both teams that get fucked by VAR all the time. So do you notice how us drawing benefits Man City? So maybe instead of us arguing about VAR with each other, we should argue that it's benefiting other teams like Spurs, Man City, because we saw VAR fuck Spurs earlier or fuck Everton earlier today. So I think it's just inconsistency overall. I think it was a pen. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I spoke about it with my dad, and it's such a difficult thing to create a solid like uniform rule because there's so many gray areas in football. Not everything is black and white, right? Like every situation is different, and the circumstances leading up to that situation are always different. Um, and there's so many factors to take into consideration. And like they've changed the handball rules so many times because before um, it was if your body's in a natural position, then it's not a handball, and then they changed it to okay, now everything is a handball. Like anytime it hits your arm down from your sleeve, it's a handball. Like no matter what. But then they went back on that again, so it's like I think it's such a subjective thing, and it's such a difficult thing to call. Um, and I feel personally, I feel if if the ref had given it and called it, I don't think that there's enough that it's an error technically. So I think
Mm.
it would be fair to be given, but because it wasn't called, I think it's also fair subjectively
It's a
to the
50-50.
referee's opinion. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a 50-50
It, it,
depending on who you have as a referee.
and again, it's going to come down to this is what VAR was supposed to do today, but
Uh,
why does it not do it in other games? If it's a
yeah,
50-50 like this, why does it just say we're going to stick with the referee decision? There's so many other 50-50 chances and opportunities and calls that happen in this league that
uh,
VAR has reversed and made the game about a certain call or sent the favor to another team because of VAR. Why don't we just say, hey, let's trust the refs? Um, I do think this ref was particularly fair. I'm not gonna say he was good. I would say he's fair.
mm,
I think there was a couple missed calls on Liverpool side. I think there's a couple missed calls on Arsenal side. And you know what? That's gonna happen. I'm not saying referees have to be perfect, but at least they're consistent. And you know what? I can't complain about that. They're consistently shit. No, I'm kidding.
yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But overall, I guess the positive is our set pieces. I mean, we're one of the league leaders in set piece goals. Odegaard with a great ball in to Gabriel.
Gabriel.
At least Odegaard knows how to assist for Arsenal, and Zinchenko thinks he's playing for Man City still and wants to benefit them. Yeah, how did you feel about that set piece? I mean, it
I
was a
mean, yeah,
1-1.
it
It
was
was
it was well
solid.
taken. Yeah, it was really well taken. It's just I think Liverpool's defense just fell asleep. You saw like no one really contested him for it. He
Hmm.
was just on his own. So I think we got a bit lucky that they were asleep at the start of the game. Um, but then, like I said, 15, 20 minutes went by and we kind of just fell away from the game. Like
Yeah.
it kind of felt like we lost our footing or we got lost in the game with the crowd. So I would have liked to see us put a better performance out there, but
Yeah.
like I said, we got a decent result.
Hmm.
Not the result we wanted, but
The result that, yeah, a decent result. All right.
yeah.
So where do we go from here? I mean, we're happy. I don't want to say we're happy. I think this game just feels like more of a loss to me because this is a pretty big game for me.
Yeah.
But 1-1 away at Anfield. I definitely think when Liverpool come to the Emirates, I think we do get a bit of a result. I think we do get the full 3 points. It's just, of course, with Newcastle losing, with Aston Villa drawing, and then with us drawing, that opens the door wide open for Man City again. Of course. It's like they're trying to write the script. But any final things before we hang up, before we go enjoy the rest of our holidays, and hopefully Santa brings us some more Arsenal swag?
Not much. We just have 2 more games before the new year, so hopefully we can stay top of the league and going into the new year. I mean, we have it for Christmas at least, so we can be happy about that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But going into the new year, it would be nice to see us stay top, and then it'll be exciting times to see what January brings.
For sure.
Hopefully, hopefully we get a little Christmas gift if we can allow it for with our financial fair play. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
good point. All right. Well, as always, Gunners, have a happy holidays. Merry
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
And we'll see you in Boxing Day. Come
How
on, you
about you,
Gunners.
Gunners?
Mwah.